Oh my God, y'all, I'm kind of fired up today about this whole Atomic Habit. So much good stuff. I just had a conversation with an amazing woman, and she was telling me how she was on a weight loss journey, and she had lost 50 pounds, but in her mind, she should have lost a lot more than 50 pounds at that point where she was. So she just said, well, look at that. You didn't reach your goal. You're a failure. Forget it. And then she ended up gaining all the weight back. I was like, wow. And I'm like, your 50 pounds is amazing. And it really is. But she was so focused in on that goal and not like, hey, look what I'm doing every day. I'm taking care of myself. I'm moving. I'm eating like what I'm supposed to be eating. And I'm making progress. But instead, she was so goal focused that she sabotaged herself. And so I was like, oh, wow, this is what we're talking about in the club. And this is what our book study, Atomic Habits, is trying to teach us. So good to have goals. However, if you're really focused in on reaching this goal right, here, right now, and you're not focusing in on how you're getting there or congratulating yourself on the fact that you are working to get there, it can really sabotage you. It can really, really just punch you in the gut and say, well, look at that, you're a failure. For those of us that are really hard on ourselves and expect so much from ourselves, which I think is probably 90% of the population, and most of us in the club, we have really high expectations. And I think that's why we're a part of the Loving Your Home Club, is because we want to do better. We want to create more. We want to live the life of our dreams. And that's why we're in this club. And we kind of expect a lot from ourselves. So word of caution, please have goals. Please know that you are going to achieve those goals, but please give yourself grace and acknowledge the progress that you have already obtained, and don't shoot yourself down because it's not good enough. You are good enough. Oh my gosh, that's so rough. That's so hard when we do that to ourselves. I've done it too, for sure. I know that I have. And then there we go. I'm starting back from square one again, right? Because I didn't think I did well enough to begin with. And then so I just stopped whatever it was that I was doing and forget it. I'm just not good at that. For me, a lot of it has to do with work stuff in the past, or even school work. I'm like, well, screw it. I'm not good enough to do that anyway, or I didn't get as far as that person did. So I'm not doing it. Oh, don't do that to yourself. Please, please, please. Read that chapter about systems and focusing in on the systems, and that's a win. That's a goal. Did you, instead of getting 8 hours of sleep every night and having that be your goal, when you wake up in the morning, you didn't get your 8 hours of sleep, or if you never went to sleep, or you're like, well, screw it. I'm not even going to try to get any sleep now. Forget it. It's not even worth it. Don't do that to yourself. Are you doing the things throughout the day that create good sleep patterns? Are you doing things throughout the day that create good eating and health patterns? And that's really honestly all that matters, because if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, or what you think you're supposed to be doing, or what you're striving to do, you're going to reach that goal. And yes, there's also we talked about, it kind of clashes with what we talked about too. I'm going to do this at this time. That's not achieving a goal. That just is the habit itself. I am going to do this habit at this time. And when you talk about the law of attraction and being very specific with things, you do want to have specific goals and be as specific as you can. For instance, I'm going to run a full marathon in May of 2020. And I know that I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it because of the system that I've got in place of running certain days. I'm going to show up on Monday, every Monday, and do my 30-minute run and meet Darla, and we're going to do this, and we're going to make it happen. And so I'm really focusing on those are almost little mini tiny goals. So I hope I'm making sense. Do not sabotage yourself. And you got this. And let me just talk about the marathon again, y'all, because it is my big goal. However, though, I'm not going to kill myself and say, I've got to run a 10-minute mile the entire marathon. Y'all, I just want to show up. I'm just going to show up, and if I am there at that start line, and if I drag myself across the finish line, that is kind of perfect. That's perfect. That is really like, that's my end goal. I am being specific about the when and the where, and then the how is what I'm doing up until then. And if I can get the how done and all of the little habits in, then I know that goal is going to happen. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I'm going to stop jabbering about that, but please focus in on the system to get you to your goal. And if you work on the system, you're going to hit that goal. You are going to hit the goal. And if you don't hit it exactly when you think you're going to hit it, or exactly how hard you think you're going to hit it, you are still a success, and you are creating good habits, and that is what we are trying to achieve. Okay.